Welcome to Poetry in Motion, part of the English Department's 2021 virtual open house, where we share a favorite poem and what makes it tick. I'm Karin Westman, and I serve as Associate Professor and Department Head. My favorite poem right now is a collection of poems with illustrations. Together, words and images create a lyrical biography of Mary Shelley. Wild Hearts is the title to Part 7 of Lita Judge's 2018 graphic novel, but it's an apt way to capture the tone of the novel's central character, the young Mary Shelley, and the young adult mood of its narrative. Though framed by the first-person voice of the creature, the story is Mary's, one she tells through spare, free-verse lyrics that hover over double-page spreads of black, white, and gray watercolors. Beginning in 1812 and ending in 1823, the history stretches across 300 illustrated pages that take us from Mary's time in Scotland at age 15, following her father's second marriage, to her life in England at age 26, following the publication of Frankenstein and the death of P.B. Shelley. Most of the story's energy and pages, though, focus on the 4 years between 1814 and 1818, when Mary meets Shelley, leaves home for a relationship and children with him, and writes and publishes Frankenstein. The result is not just a YA verse novel told through visual art, but a poetic rendering of a young woman's discovering and sharing of how art comforts, heals, and empowers. There's no question that the young adult desires underpin the history with appropriately cataclysmic imagery. When Mary meets Shelley, it's as if a bolt of lightning shoots through my soul. In an instant, a crack of thunder, and the entire landscape of my existence changes. However, the realities of life on the run reduce the allure of Shelley, who, in this history's portrait, embodies the Byronic epithet, in the words of Lady Caroline Lamb, of being mad, bad, and dangerous to know. Further, the first-hand witness of revolution prompts Mary to question the relationship between artistic ideals and political practice, as in the poem I Find No Sublime. I remember drawings of brave peasants with pitchforks raised, fighting invincibly for liberty. Now I walk through the French countryside and see only a nation ravaged by 2 decades of war. The only crops that grow are gravestones and ghosts. As our speaker experiences isolation from family and then the death of her first child, we are reminded of how young she is. I am 17, she tells us. Already I am daughter to a ghost and mother to bones. Haunted by the swirl of conversations around her, seeking relief from grief. Writing becomes a collaborative act of creation with the dark presence of another in her mind. Together, we take one step toward finding a word. And she learns how to breathe again, taking care and caring for the creation. I think it's significant that Lita Judge's poetry and illustrations show Mary and her creature not trapped by intimacy. Instead, they find strength through each other. In writing, Mary tells us, the words save my soul by creating your own. And the accompanying image shows the creature supporting her as she holds one of his arms around her waist. When death continues to stalk her, her creature registers astonishment and concern, brings protection and care. The creature, as text and emotional space, allows Mary to arrive, by 1823, at a hard but beautiful existence. This intimacy does not end, the closing frame story makes clear. Her creature continues to watch over her, watch out for her, as he keeps her faith alive. Mary's monster emerges from detailed historical research made visible in endnotes and citations. In combination with the prose of Frankenstein, that history serves as a skeletal frame, which reveals through the contours of Lita Judge's poetic words and watercolors, a story of resilience, collaboration, and life. Thank you for joining us for this year's virtual open house. We hope to see you online or in person for a future department event or class.